Yabba dabba do one, son.
Got the line.
We ain't need your rules. Who you fooling, son? We got all the tools. We need to build a whole new system to correct these flaws. I already listed them. You're okay.
Quite the intro there.
We are
we doing names or the name of the channel?
The channel.
Sweatpants Factory.
And this is
Evan.
Sweatshop Podcast.
Number
7.
Evan number 7.
Evan number 7.
We're on the 7th. We don't take very good care of our Evans.
Danny No Name. And me, your host, Matt.
I want the vape.
We don't have enough juice to last this whole thing. Cheers real quick. Alright. Worst things first. We're really depressed, guys.
So depressed.
We're really depressed.
Really depressed.
You know why we're so depressed?
Because that Pokedex turned out to actually be fake.
So here's the thing. I just mixed and uploaded the podcast from last week where we talked about that now fake Pokedex.
I feel like we sound like idiots now.
No, it's just sad because there was so much genuine excitement and joy in our voices. and as soon as, oh man, I mean, who did I text? I was like, the only thing I can really expect from the Pokemon Company at this juncture is disappointment. Truly, I'm disappointed by what they do every single time. And we should have known, and we don't sound stupid because we said a bunch of times, take this with a grain of salt. This might be fake.
I'm not at all surprised that it was fake.
It was just way too good. It was way too good to be true, man. We can't ever do anything. We don't ever get anything nice. We can't have nice things. Aaron, do you want to be in on this? You want to pull up a stool? All right. So anyway, what we're talking about is last week we went over a supposed leak for the new Pokemon Dex for the new Switch game that's coming out November 15th. And they had a Pokemon Direct about it just a couple days ago and revealed some stuff, and all the cool stuff is not happening. I don't know, general thoughts, you guys, before we dive into the nitty-gritty.
We were wrong! We were so wrong!
We were robbed is what we were. I mean, so they revealed, I really liked what I sent to you. Danny texted me, he goes, so what did you think about the new Pokemon? And I was like, well, there's an emo bird, some grass, a literal sheep, and a Dark Souls boss. So, I don't really know. I mean, and then I said the not dragon, water rock dragon is kind of cool.
Dreadnought?
Yeah, he's pretty cool. And then you guys know the Chinese Riddler stuff from last year, or from Sun and Moon?
Well, he was the leak guy.
He was the big leak that turned out to be right on so much stuff. Mm-hmm. They call him the Chinese Riddler because he releases a lot of stuff in Chinese. And I think he was the one who originally leaked the final, that concept art for the final evolutions of the Alolan starters, which just broke my heart. I remember seeing that, sitting at the Y, and I was like, please, God, no. I hated them. As soon as I saw whatever Incineroar, I was so freaking disappointed. And as well, we were so close, man, to a cool, dark, fiery lion cat thing.
On all fours. A quadruped as God intended. And instead, they just had to they can't even help themselves anymore.
Arceus intended.
Everything has to be humanoid and weird. And
it's not even a firefighting, but they made him a wrestler.
So, yeah, which is as close as you can get, truly. And then
his Z move is a fucking boxing ring.
Yeah.
It's a wrestling ring. How more fighting can you get? He has basically a belt.
What is their obsession over firefighting? What is so awesome about it that they need to make so many starters?
Well,
they can't let it go.
How can I make fan art of something that's not humanoid, Evan? I want to know that Pokemon has the strength to jack me off.
I think you mean the dexterity and that pause to be able to grip your unit.
Is he ambidextrous?
hey man, if it's on all fours and I didn't put him that way, how am I gonna fuck it? You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna fight back. So I'm about to like bury your hopes and dreams even further because to continue with the Chinese Riddler, so he put out some more stuff now. So one leak came out that turned out to be super correct. It called the name of the rival Hop, which is stupid. It called the DynaMaxing and the Gigantamax, which is the dumbest. Why I'm so sick of the gimmick, man, and I don't understand because I feel like they were more closely linked directly to Nintendo in the earlier games, and Nintendo is the one there's always got to be a gimmick, right? Like there has to be 2 screens on the DS, and now it has to be a touch screen, and now it's in 3D, and then the Wii with the motion control, and now the Switch is both, and you like there just always has to be a gimmick with Nintendo, and the Mega Evolutions and all the Alolan crap and the Z moves and now the gigantic, it's all stupid.
Yeah, it's
nobody likes it,
and nothing from like going from Z moves to Alolan Pokemon to now this. It's like what you like the gimmick in the last generation.
Nothing ever carries over.
Nothing carries over.
Or at least not well, and that's what people are kind of saying now. Like, Z moves will not be in this gen. And I hope to Christ they're right. So anyway, the Chinese Riddler released some more stuff now. And what he did before was he posted weird pictures that ended up alluding to new Pokemon. So one, I think for Oranguru, the psychic ape, was like a gorilla and then a picture of a Buddha or something. And he had like a staff, which makes a lot of sense. And he had some other stuff like that. It was unrelated pictures that ended up correlating to a Pokemon. And he's done that again, but I think this time he directly put its pictures of the released Pokemon, and then there's like blank spaces that's either next to it or before it that's either a question mark or a little picture. And there's obviously then 2 question marks after each starter, and I think they all have a question mark in the middle, but the final has like one of those weird little pictures, and the Grookey one is
I'm looking at it right now.
It's like a gorilla with a drum,
right,
set, which we already kind of knew, and then Sobble is a spy lizard, I think, and then fucking Scorbunny is a humanoid rabbit thing, so it's humanoid again. And then we saw in the Nintendo Direct, in the trailer, he has double kick, which is a fighting type move. And I think A-Drive or someone pointed out on YouTube, like, if in his first stage he's getting that fighting type move, the odds of him evolving into a fighting type are so high. And it'll just... I truly will not know what to make of that if they make another... Is that Combuskin, Infernape, Emboar, so that we're at 3, and then as far as I'm concerned, Incineroar counts, basically. It's called 3.5. So if this is another 5, 4.5 out of 8. Half will have the same type. What the fuck, dude? There's
sense.
what, 20 types? There are literally 19 other types you could pair it with, and they can't get their heads out of their asses and think of one other. And the other thing that just disgusts me, by the way, Danny, you brought up a joke about fan art, but I was thinking to myself the other night, I was saying, maybe this is it. Maybe I'm too old for Pokemon. Maybe I just don't like it anymore. Maybe I've outgrown it. I just truly don't enjoy it. But within the last year or so, I played through the first 3 games. I played through and beat Original Red. I played through Original Crystal, I think, and then I beat Ruby as well. Like back to back to back. I played all 3 at 26, and I had a great time. And then I still get my point with the art. We see so much fan art and fan concept art and stuff of what we think it's going to evolve into. And like the fake Pokedex, we get so excited and it's so cool. So I still have that excitement about it and I still want it. I think the Pokemon company just sucks. I think they're bad at what they do. And it's so dumb that you can look anywhere and see so much cool fan art and concept art and fake Pokemon and cool ideas, and they don't use any of it. They use the lamest thing they can possibly come up with, you know? So anyway, the rest of that leak, right, Danny, the Chinese Riddler, does have... It's got the stupid grass thing, and then what's it called? Crocjaw? Jawknot? Dreadnought.
Is that the snapping turtle?
Yeah. It's got... They're, like, next to each other, and then after Eldegrass, or whatever it is, there's a question mark, and then... Dreadnought, and then another question mark. So that means
it's now filled by like it looks like a lizard with like a sword.
So either it could be randomly standalones or something, but much more likely either Eldegrass or Eldegoss or whatever it's called has a third Evo, and then Dreadnought has a second, or Dreadnought has a pre and a post.
Yeah. So he'd be the middle.
Which is at least somewhat hopeful. What did you guys think overall about all those new Pokemons?
Overall, I'm not gonna lie, I liked them.
All of them?
I'm never big on for the grass.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of weird that its first stage is very colorful.
The flower.
And it looked neat. And then Eldegoss, which is like the cotton thing, is kind of... It's not as colorful. It's kind of weird. So I hope it does get a third evolution because I like the color scheme of the first one. And then it's like, well, now you're just kind of a booger green a cotton ball attached. The design's not terrible. I like that bird, Corviknight. I think...
Does it have a pre or a post, or is it standalone?
According to the Chinese Riddler, it's probably going to be a standalone, which makes me sad.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
But there's a picture of a corgi with a little lightning bolt behind it, so we might get an electric corgi type Pokemon. I think that would be neat.
That is the only thing that'll save this game for me. If there's like a corgi in it,
we do have.
All right.
We have Shinx, which is like an electric cat. Dog.
Well, we have so many dogs, dude.
We
have so many dogs.
Manectric
you could have a full dog team, I think, now.
I'm calling it right now. Wooloo, the sheep, is going to turn into a ram. We have Go-Goat, which is our goat, obviously, but I don't think we have our ram. Do we? I don't think we do.
Skiddo.
Oh, Skidoo?
Skid Goat.
Does Skidoo evolve into Go-Goat?
I think. Or something like that.
Skidoo to Go-Goat.
It is a goat. I mean, yeah, it's a goat, but it is
But we don't have something that's playing off the word ram.
It has big old horns.
It might just be a bigger sheep, but I didn't mind it. The more I look at the legendaries, the more I kind of like them, especially the shield one.
I watched a hilarious theory about those last night that I got to tell you about, but keep going.
I like it that that most people in the Galar region don't know anything about them. They know they're there. They don't know the backstory, and then it's kind of cool.
Who said that?
I was watching like an explanation video. It might be in the actual direct too. It's what they've released.
Something.
That we don't know a lot about it, and then I like it that already these two Pokemon legendaries that we don't know about. At the end of their trailer, there's like a breeze through the wind, and they look the other way.
Up.
So it's like obviously the third legendary or something like that. And I mean, I think that's cool. Overall, I think the game looks beautiful. I think it looks really good. Just art style wise and whatnot. I'm excited, but then again, I don't think I've had as big of a problem with Pokemon as you have. But
you haven't had as much of a problem experiencing joy and happiness in your life as I have.
It's just...
As Danny called me and he goes, "What did you think?" And I was like, man, I just cannot feel joy anymore. I can't feel excitement for anything anymore.
I like DynaMaxing.
Why?
More than Z moves. I think Z moves are fucking stupid.
I think they're both stupid.
That was the thing. DynaMaxing, it does... I agree with you. Like, why does there always have to be a gimmick? But then it's kind of the thing of, well, they want to put raid battles in the game. So obviously that's some connection to Pokemon Go. But it's the whole thing of like, well, how are we gonna do that? Mm-hmm. How can we do the internet play with 4 trainers? And it's like, well, let's make a really, really, really tough Pokemon, but it has to be different somehow. Mm-hmm. So let's just make it giant. The one thing I do like about that is it reminds me of that really old Pokemon episode.
Well, it's the original
where they're on the island of giant Pokemon. I like that. Mm-hmm. The thing that I don't like, I love it that the gyms are huge now. It reminds me, again, Pokemon Season 1, mm-hmm. that classic, opening. It's Nidorino versus Gengar. It's in a stadium. Mm-hmm. I like it that you have this huge space for it. I don't like it, because I bet they're going to do it, that you, have to wear the frickin' soccer jersey when you go in. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why? Why? Because all I've seen, you're wearing it. The gym leader they showed, Milo, is wearing it. And the champion, Leo, is also wearing one.
Quick aside about the champion, he makes me incredibly uncomfortable, mostly because he's wearing booty shorts.
Uncomfortable?
He's wearing booty shorts.
I take personal offense to that.
And then the skin tight Under Armour things, it really freaked me out. I didn't like it at all. And he's got weird facial hair, but what else can you expect?
So does that mean, is there going to be, clothes customization again?
The picture? I can't actually, this is...
I don't know for sure.
Don't try to tap on it. I've already tried.
Because that'd be weird to be you have to put on this to do this thing. Because then there's, no point to any kind of clothes customization.
I mean, for most of the game when you're running around, if it's it's just for when you're doing the gym battles, obviously that sucks, but... overall, I still think it's going to be fun. Mm-hmm. I'm still excited for it. I'm still doing a debate. I would prefer Shield. I don't know if I should get Sword. It kind of depends on the version exclusives. Mm-hmm. I prefer, the Shield Legendary over the Sword Legendary, but it's that whole thing where it's just a wait and see. Mm-hmm. What's it going to be? And then what my friends who also have a Switch, what version they're going to get. Mm-hmm. Because it's if Matt may or may not... Because you're taking a wait-and-see kind of approach to this game, which is fair. Mm-hmm. But it's that thing of, I want to be able to fill out my Pokedex.
Do we know the typings for the Legendaries yet?
I don't know about typing.
Because I'm curious to see if they're going to be...
Steel.
I hope that they're
I think that would be cool.
I hope that they're different. That they're Steel something and Steel something else.
What I do like about Corviknight, the bird, even though it's a standalone, is I think that it's also a flying Steel. Mm-hmm. Kind of like Skarmory. Mm-hmm. So
looking at this Chinese Riddler thing, it looks like... So the theory that I watched, it's Loxton and Noggin. You guys ever watch that?
Does that answer your question?
No. Is that an affirmative or negative?
I had to focus because if I let it go too much, I would poop myself.
It was looking into the naming and stuff, and it's Zacian and Zamazenta.
Which I like Zacian. That's a great name.
I like Zamazenta.
He was trying to figure out. He was trying to figure out the meaning of the names. And he brought up all this lore about Norse stuff again, because Odin has these pet wolves and yada yada yada. And then he was like, well, what does the Cian and the Magenta mean? And he was like, well, Cian in this one language means ancient, and it also is kind of like cyan, the light blue color. And then he goes, but Magenta, the only thing I could find is it's Japanese for magenta. And then look at him. The Magenta has magenta in it, and the shield logo is magenta, and the sword, cyan, has that light blue cyan color, and the logo for sword is cyan.
I'm cool with it.
So it's just fucking colors.
I did see something cool that I did want to bring up.
So wait, real quick. So the other thing he was coming up with, those are 2 of the 4 printer colors. All printers have yellow, black, magenta, and cyan, and that's how it prints out. So he goes, so the 3rd legendary will probably be like a yellow bird or something. For some reason, he came up with bird or raven, because that tied into the Norse lore.
I mean,
and right here,
I don't know.
Right next to him,
it would be cool.
Right next to him, it's a pelican eating a Pikachu. for the third. See that?
You're right.
So I bet, and you're in the trailer. There's like a gust of wind, and they look up. So it's almost certainly some kind of large bird, and it'll probably have like a sword or a spear or lightning powers. Or
it's gonna have a sword and a shield.
Well, it'll be yellow though, because then that's all the colors.
Zapdos,
and then it looks like the.
It's just they get to it. It's just fucking Zapdos.
And then the last one they have on there, which is probably like a fourth, like a mythical or something, is the Nazca lines. So it's probably something related to that.
That's fair.
For the mythical or something along those
well,
lines.
so here's my thing. I'm just kind of wondering. So there was a leak that it was right and wrong about some stuff. I don't know if it was Chinese Riddler or not, but it was right about, Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. It was right about some other stuff. It was wrong about the legendaries. It said like Snake or like Steel Snake and Grass Horse. But they were like, it's probably, in the past, this same source has been 50-50 is the thing. So just going by it, they were like, so what he also put on the list, which they think could be right, is armor evolution is the thing. And then they kind of tied that in with the Pokemon movie I Choose You, because they reintroduce Mewtwo, and he's in that cool mechanical armor like he is in the first one. And then just looking at the trailer, it does look like the legendaries change.
Yeah.
It's not just, I know the shield can kind of,
he kind of
the
buffs
sides
up
can
his
come
fur
out,
and it becomes
but
a
it looks
shield
like the sword at least does change
yeah,
a
he
bit.
glows and it looks like a
So
moon.
I'm wondering if armor evolution really is a thing, and then if we're getting into, Norse mythology for the legendaries, I mean, they're warriors and shit like that. And it's in the Galar region, which is fucking the UK, which is like knights and shit, yeah.
There's supposed to be Galar forms. That was another thing in that league.
Galar, like,
and
regional variants?
Yeah, and they have Meowth.
I think I'd be down
They
for
have
that.
Meowth.
I liked regional variants. I like the concept more than the actual variants.
They have Meowth and
I
Persian.
really liked Vulpix
and Farfetch'd on here
like
too.
Sandshrew.
Farfetch'd is supposed to become Surfetch'd or something, so he's like a knight. I don't know why they give Meowth another one.
Because he's been here forever. He deserves it.
Also disappointing. Honestly, with the grass, we have so many of those. Just weird, floaty. Skiploom and there's 3 of those, and Hoppip and Jump
I think
Off.
it's kind of like
and then there's like Cottony,
I think
that kind of thing,
and Petalil.
Yeah, there's a bunch in 5, and then the Comfey and the They have and Flabebe. They have so many random floaty grass things. They're the most uncreative people on the face of the fucking planet. It's insane. Do you want to look at this and see if there's anything that sticks out to you?
And then they were also saying there's like, so that's a Gallinax, just on the site we're looking at, like Gallinax forms for Pikachu and Lapras and something else.
Meowth.
And I'm wondering, that's the Galar forms. And because I just read that, I was like, is that different than Dynamax?
They probably don't call it armor evolution. It's like they get a knight form or something dumb.
I mean, I'd be down for that. A knight form, being dumb, you love knights. You know you do.
Not in my Pokemon and my Digimon.
I'm just wondering, like, what's that gonna mean for, like, the gameplay? Like, their defense stats just gonna sky high?
Unless it's just, like, the regional variant thing.
It'll be like anything else. It'll, like, Mega Evolution. Or Danny brought up a really good point when he was we were talking about it. He said, instead of getting huge, why don't they just boost their stats and do the aura thing like they did do in Alola? Because in Ultra Sun and Moon, the totem Pokemon were already big. They specifically made them larger, and then they get this aura thing that boosts a stat or 2.
Yeah, now like they're doing this, and it's not
the exact same thing. Well,
but it's not totem Pokemon.
Ultimately, Mega Evolution is the same, and then the aura, and then which is really all just stat boosting moves, which already existed.
Well, then, but you would get the stat boost at once is the thing. You can usually only...
There are moves like that. Belly Drum, you cut your hip in half and maximize your attack.
Yeah, but this is something where you don't have to sacrifice that.
EVZ move, I think.
And then they also said once you Dynamax, you get max moves. So it's
it changes your moveset. Which I don't know how I feel about that, because we're so particular... Everyone is so particular about moveset and stuff like that, and then that just goes away. I don't think I'll ever use it. If I buy this game, which
Yeah.
if I don't, this will be
we're not
the
big
first.
on online play. Anyways,
This will be the
like,
first Pokemon game that I don't get.
I
if don't
just
get it.
want to take. I just want to try the Ditto thing. Were you a part of that, or did I just text
If
you?
you throw a Ditto out, will it?
and you Dynamax it, and then you use Transform?
Well,
Is
it
just-
has to keep Transform.
Yeah, I don't think.
But
when,
they take
when
your
it says
moves.
max
They take your moves away.
Well, what if they just power up your moves? What if that's all?
They
it
don't.
does?
It's completely different moves. They showed it in the trailer.
What if? I mean, they could have.
What
like,
else are you gonna give a fucking Dynamax Ditto? What else can it do, Matt?
They could have some kind of like big transform-ish style.
I
move,
liked
but-
it, and I liked your response that it just becomes every Pokemon past and future that they haven't even made yet. And then it made me think of, do you guys know what Missingo is? It was in, red and blue and yellow or something, and it's like a glitch Pokemon.
Oh,
it's just
missing number. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
and it's just like,
Yeah,
what if it just becomes that? It's just a glitch. And then after the battle, your Switch breaks and you have to go buy a new one. That would suck. Anyways, well, I'm excited. Matt's riddled with depression and anxiety.
Yeah, this definitely put a damper on my
I'm so
on my
excited.
expectations.
I mean, there wasn't like any any Pokemon designs that like looked kind of bad or anything. I liked like the grass flower. I like that
I
turns
think
into the
I
cotton
think they're
thing.
bad.
I like Dreadnought.
I think they're
I
bad.
I think
Right.
Dreadnought, if he gets an evolution where his sword kind of ends, or his head kind of ends with like a blade, I'd be down for that. I'd fuck with that.
Well, there was some concept art for 2 legendary wolves, and they both it was virtually the same, but they looked way cooler, obviously, because people are way cooler than the Pokemon Company. But they had like a shield on his back, and then the
Fire
sword
all
one,
the old people, hire the young.
The sword
Your
one-
time has ended.
the
old
sword
man.
wolf basically had a huge sort of buster sword on its back, and then the point kind of came down to its head. And the other hilarious meme one is it's Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield. Obviously, the third one will be Pokemon Gun.
I do like
and
that.
someone made a green cover with a dog like just holding a Glock.
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw the legendary that's holding the sword in the mouth, I was just like, okay, wait. It looks like the shield on the shield legendary's face is like still a part of it. I think it would be cooler if you made like the tail more of a sword.
Yeah, I mean,
know?
They're saying that might be that third legendary because it should be a spear, a sword, a shield, and a spear. And they're thinking maybe its tail will be some kind of spear thing,
I was kind of
spear-esque.
Oh man, I mean that would be cool. Unless they just put fucking Odin in the game. It's not even a Pokemon. It's just Odin the Allfather.
This is
A
why
Norse
I
god.
want to know like their typings and if they're like going to be really good, because I'd be willing to if Zacian is like a really good Pokemon, I'd be willing to discount its lackluster design of just holding a sword in its mouth, because it still looks like a cool wolf, and I just want to know like what it can do.
I just like wolves and swords.
Yeah, what's the one from last gen?
Which one?
Rockruff.
Rockruff
Rockruff.
into Lycanroc.
Lycanroc, Dawn, and Morning or whatever are cool.
I mean, I think it's just Sun and Moon. Isn't
Those
it?
are no, it's Dusk and something else.
I definitely liked his Sun form better because
Yeah.
his form in Moon. You know, he's on. His fur is red,
He's
but he's
bipedal
on.
and he doesn't have a tail. Nobody likes humanoid Pokemon.
I thought
I like
his
something like
design.
Golurk. I like Golurk.
Golurk's kind of
Golurk's
different.
cool. He's
yeah.
humanoid.
I don't know if I.
It's when they're animals and they're humanoid.
That's really, the Incineroars and garbage like that. Those are or Chestnut. I don't think I've ever seen someone willingly use a Chestnut ever.
And Chessman is so adorable.
I know, that was really disappointing. I'm trying to think, I'm like reflecting on the last couple gens in Pokemon. I was excited for a lot of stuff in 5. And then, honestly, when they were releasing Pokemon leading up to Kalos, to Gen 6, I was kind of whelmed. I liked Pangoro. I liked the Fire Lion, although I don't think I've ever used one.
Oh, I've used one.
And other than that, I was like, eh. And then
I didn't like that they made the Fire Lion normal fire.
The game
is adding a weakness.
The game is super cool, but the actual Pokemon in Gen 6, I think, are still pretty lackluster. And then everyone knows how much I loathe Gen 7. So I don't know. 5 was cool to look at because it directly mirrored Gen 1. Like there's a counterpart to almost every Pokemon from Gen 1 in Gen 5. And then they messed around with typings a little bit. And I just don't know. Like that leaked Pokedex, there is so much untapped potential. And I think what the fans do with their art, and when they make fan-made games and stuff that get really popular, why those work so well is they're building on the foundations that made Pokemon so huge and what we like so much. And because there is so much room to expand, there's so many different typings that you can have, and so many they have not touched. They're so uncreative.
I mean, hopefully they will.
Their designs
this time.
are so bad.
I still think the Pokedex is going to be hefty. I think they're going to make it has to be at least 100 new Pokemon.
I don't know, man.
Well, so here's my thing, though, is, it's November, but they released 7.
They already showed in the trailer that there's a lot of old Pokemon. So it's not going to be like 5 where you jump in there and it's only Unova Pokemon. Did you
just say Unova?
What is it?
Unova.
Whatever.
But
Unnova.
Unknownva.
I mean, it might be something like 7 where there's a select amount of old Pokemon in the decks, but
I like it. I'm still excited because I like the old Pokemon. I like the new Pokemon. I like the thing they did where there's Pokemon roaming around in the wild that you could.
I don't know if that's
interact.
everywhere. I think that's in the wild region or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's in the wild area. But I think it's cool. They give you full control of the camera, so it's going to feel more open world. I like that. I would really like it if you could kind of choose which gym to tackle first. I don't think
absolutely
they're not going to do that, but it's still. I mean, that would be neat. That would give you more control, but it's still okay. I'm still excited for it. I'm going to buy it. I think I'm going to pre-order it. Honestly, I've been waiting for it forever. I like it.
I just want to see
a better fucking trainer than Ash Ketchum.
I just want to see more Mons.
Me too.
And I want there to be a lot.
I want there to be night Pokemon with fucking armor on it. I think that's great. I think that's cool.
I just know it in my heart now. After Kingdom Hearts 3, I think that changed me, you guys.
Matt, you don't like anything.
I think Kingdom
What's the
Hearts
last
3
thing you like
fundamentally,
that's not Fallout 4?
Game-wise?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I do have a random question for you.
Shoot.
What? Okay, so each legendary basically gets like a super strong move, right?
Yeah.
I'm just imagining, what if the sword legendaries is just fucking like Ragnarok from Golden Sun? Just a giant sword comes out of the sky.
I was going to say it's like Abyss Walker and Artorias pops out, stabs you in the back.
That is the saddest story ever. That story about Artorias and Sif.
Do you know what we're talking about in Dark Souls?
No.
It's a giant wolf with a sword in its mouth.
It's literally in Dark Souls 1, which is like 2011?
Probably, yeah.
8 years ago, 2010. That one of the original bosses is Great Grey Wolf Sif, and it's a giant grey wolf, and it has a big old sword.
You plebe.
I've heard both. Whatever, and it has a big great sword, and it carries it just like this in its mouth. So that, I mean, it is a direct rip-off.
You guys are probably not going to get this one. Matt, you probably will, but if I get sword... I don't nickname Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't really.
But once I catch it, I'm gonna name it Zoro after Roronoa Zoro from fucking One Piece.
Zoro is the Spanish swordsman originally, dumbass.
No, okay, but Zoro in One Piece
isn't it also technically Zolo, and they just can't say L's for whatever reason, so they say Zoro.
Racism is not a part of this channel, Matthew.
That's not true.
It's really not. Anyways, because he has a sword in his mouth. He uses 3 swords. He's got one in his mouth and 2 in his hands. That sounds wrong. Oh.
Alright. I mean, the only other stuff we really have, this will probably be a shorter one. All that's really going on is then
We're waiting for
E3,
E3, which doesn't happen
which
until
is this
the 11th.
week, and we don't really know anything about it. I watched a little bit of Funhouse, and even they seem pretty tame. They're only doing technically 1 day of Drunk E3. They're teaming up with Inside Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
So Funhouse is the first day, and then Inside Gaming is the second day. So they're only doing one, and then it's only a couple hours. They're only watching a couple conferences.
Presumably Lawrence will be in both, so he can drink 2 days in a row.
Yeah, well, and he has
does.
the bingo chart, for you have to take a shot when X and Y happens.
Who do you think... I mean, this is a fun topic. They have to at least announce the next DLC for Smash Bros. What do you... I mean, they already surprised us with Joker, yeah. They already surprised us with Joker. I mean, I did not think... Mm-hmm. I feel like most people don't know who that is. Mm-hmm. Even, it's just another kind of random Smash character. So, I mean, I'm excited they're branching out. I've seen some theories
What other Nintendo stuff has been popular?
Well, one person was like, what about the hero from one of the... Oh, God, what do you even call it? It's Dragon Quest. Mm-hmm. Like one of those guys, which wouldn't be terrible, but it's like it's just another fucking sword character.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I know, almost assuredly, because the other one, the one thing that is coming that I am kind of excited for is the next Fire Emblem game.
Oh man, is it like something
Three houses. Fire Emblem 3 houses, which I was watching a lot about the other day.
I just don't want it to be like Birthright and Conquest. I hate those games.
I'm playing.
I hate them with a
Sacred
passion.
Stones again right now.
Sacred Stones is amazing.
Fun.
Awakening was so much fun.
Awakening was really good.
Awakening was awesome.
You let my copy get eaten by a dog.
You can't prove that.
I can. We did already. Because we were sure, because Danny got it, and then I was pretty sure I got it, and forever down the road, like a year later or something, I was like, I don't have my copy. Like, Danny, do you have my copy of Awakening? He goes, no, you didn't even get one. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I did. I don't think I stole yours. And he was like, no, you definitely did. And then I found the case in my old boxes because I did buy it, and Danny ended up taking mine because he lost his after I beat it.
Notice how Hawk is just nervously looking at his paw.
And we found it chewed up by Hawk.
He's just like...
So Danny lost his copy, took mine, and let the dog eat it. And that's why I still have like Fire Emblem and all our old GBA games at my house, because I don't lose things and I don't let things get damaged. And you can't keep track of your own finger once it goes, right up your butthole.
Hey man, I lose track of it when it's a 2-knuckler. Okay.
Oh.
If it's a 1-knuckler, I still know where it is.
Anyway, Fire Emblem is coming out. That'll be the first console Fire Emblem. And that comes out, I think, this year.
Switch. There's other ones
pretty
on, like,
soon.
GameCube.
Oh, you're right. Path of Radiance or whatever, the Ike one.
But
that'll release, so I can guarantee the main hero, your character, will be a DLC in Smash. Because they always
from
are.
Fire Emblem?
From the new one. Because they all are.
I just don't want another...
So
you know me.
one.
I think my best character in Smash Ultimate is Ike. And while I like that, I have qualms about it because it's like... I don't want to main just another fucking Fire Emblem character.
Yeah, but that's half the roster.
I know, and it sucks. And it's like, God damn it!
You're either going to be, and that's probably 80% of players picks a sword guy because they have advantage over brawlers, over hand-to-hand people.
They do, because every time we play, you just fucking spam sword dance or whatever, the blade dance or whatever the fuck, your side B.
I spam side B no matter what character I'm playing. Peach's butt smash, the thing Vincent does, me brawler, where he like dashes forward and beats the shit out of you. I spam Cloud's thing where you shoot. Every time I'm Cloud, you both know I start the match the same way. I just spam B, which is the win thing. And then,
You literally did that to me now that I think about it the last time we played.
I've done it to you every time we play. Because I'm bad at video games, so I have to cheat. I don't know. I think a lot of people want for Smash them to just start putting anime in there, like Goku and Naruto and stuff like that, and that's in fan-made Smash games. I don't think they will since Jump Force just came out.
Yeah, but Jump Force...
So all the anime characters
Jump Force is
are
kind
in
of
there.
trash.
Yeah, it is, but they're going to keep it. That's where they're going to keep them. But they could put... You said something about Hero. I don't remember what, and I thought Deku. I've been watching so much anime, you guys.
Really? You like fucking My Hero?
I've been watching. I got caught up on My Hero more or less, and I've been getting caught up on Attack on Titan.
Watch Rising of the Shield Hero.
Oh, the Ikasai, whatever thing. That's like the genre for some reason.
Yeah, it is, but it's great. He gets accused of he's falsely accused of sexual harassment and stuff, and he becomes really bitter and cool.
It's great because anime is not good enough to be engaging enough for me to sit down and actually watch, so I just put it on in the background while I play Game Boy.
Ooh, guess what I've been binging?
Porn.
Besides that.
What do you mean? When you're beating around 10 times a day, you don't have time for anything else,
hey!
Dude.
It's 12, okay? If you're gonna rip on me, get it right.
You apparently read, you're on the internet all the time, and you watch Game Grumps, and you're jacking off 12 times a day, and I come over and make you podcast, and we're gonna do gameplay tonight, or we're gonna fucking try.
I don't know how to use this.
I will figure it out. We plug the USB in, and then we plug it into the Switch, and we play Mario Party. That's what's gonna happen. And apparently you claim that you work sometimes, and then you also go to the gym. So,
Matt, when are you going to figure out? You keep asking me why I have all this time to do this stuff. When are you going to figure out that I just do it all at the same time? Okay?
You're talking to a homeless person, beat up under the table, and reading manga on your phone on the other hand.
Hey man, if you do it right, you don't even need to jack it with your hands.
Isn't that a Bruce Green quote? Have you guys ever masturbated without using your hands?
I was going to ask something and you made me forget. Shit.
Smash DLC predictions. I don't know. I don't give a shit, honestly. Having Cloud, I just want Cloud. The fact that I can play Cloud Strife in not Final Fantasy VII is...
Ooh, what about Sephiroth? I don't know if anybody's brought him up.
That'd be cool.
He's a sword character. Cloud is the only person we have for Final Fantasy.
And it was a shock. I mean, if you get into that, there's a ton. There's so many. Leon. Sora.
Leon would be cool.
Sora is a big one people want.
Your tag would finally mean something. Sora.
I don't know. I don't know why I identify with that so much. I refuse to play under anything else.
Matt, because I didn't see a problem with identifying as a 10-year-old boy's ass. That sounds really bad.
Sora's
There's
16.
a problem with that?
Stupid.
Get help.
I mean, Monster Hunter World DLC is coming.
It's all kind of a frost zone, isn't it?
It looks really cool.
It does look cool.
Did you ever play it?
I never did.
Holy shit.
It's pretty good.
I really want to
What you should do is just play on Danny's on the PlayStation, and then we can play together. Because I after I put 100 hours into that, and I haven't touched it since, so it's been a year and a half almost. I can't just jump back into my 100-hour profile. I've never been able to do that, and I also can't really start from scratch unless you guys do, and we kind of do it together. Or record it or something like that, but it just takes so much time.
I'm worried about the title of this video.
I was really struggling with last one. I wanted to do two guys, one Fuhrer. Because I make two Fuhrer jokes, and I decided that wasn't really kosher. I was totally accidental. Dude, I'm a genius. My boss the other day, I figured something out. I don't even remember what it was, and I yelled. I was like, "I'm a genius!" And he walks by and he goes, and so humble too. And I almost crap my pants because that's exactly what Dad says to me all the time. I start ranting and raving. He's like, oh, you're so humble.
I'm just worried because all I've talked about is masturbation and fucking bipedal Pokemon today. Danny's a furry?
That's just called...
That's probably what it's going to be. You're two of the titles already. Those back-to-backs, it's Danny's dead and Danny's alive.
What about 12 times a day?
Oh, that's a good one, too. Yeah.
Our podcast, from now on, is just going to have like 10 minutes just attributed to what are we going to title the podcast.
Funhouse does it. I don't see why we shouldn't. I don't know. Is there
because
anything else?
Funhouse is successful, and I'm going to stop talking now. I'm getting depressed by my own.
Now you're on my level. Nintendo made me depressed as shit. I was so distraught last night. I could not focus on anything. I don't know. Are you guys doing anything else cool or listening to any cool music or?
No, but I do think the Google, what is it, Stadia is pretty funny. Have you heard about that?
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Is that the internet thing or is that their game?
That's their game system where you stream games, but like the internet required to even do it is astronomical.
It's way too high.
It's way too high. There's no way it's going to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be good. I mean, it's just bad, man.
Are you guys excited for Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk looks great. I'm excited for that. It just looks like more like open world GTA stuff.
That's another one. I don't know. Man.
Too much.
I miss those big titles so often. Like I didn't get Mortal Kombat. I didn't get Red Dead. I've never made it more than an hour into Witcher 3. I kind of hate it. Which is like blasphemous, especially since I'm such a big dragon.
The combat is kind of funny
guy.
to me. I played Witcher 3 a bit, and I don't know what it is. I just couldn't get the flow of combat.
John was right. I'm an old fart. I just like bit games. I like old shit.
That's
all I really want. If I could play Mario on the PlayStation, which maybe I should get a Switch or something, or the old Fire Emblem games, I'd be so happy.
I mean, that's why we're gonna eventually record Golden Sun.
I looked into that. We basically do need two computers, it could run into problems. Just running it in a circle like that is not how it's really supposed to work. But we'll just have to play with it.
We'll figure it out.
We'll have to bring one of the towers. I mean, I think yours is actually bigger now than mine, so we'll have to figure it out. I know I played it for you guys. Did I ever rant to you about Youth Fountain? Since this is also
that is the most pedophile name I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's not great. There's a story about it too, but that's not a bad story.
That sounds like a bad story.
Because this is half Funhouse.
We could talk about the ending of Game of Thrones. Did we ever talk about the ending of it? We talked about our predictions. I don't think we touched base on it.
You and I didn't when it was just you and me.
We might have, but my brain is damaged because of weed and alcohol. So
I've just talked to everybody about this so much, and I feel like everyone shares the same sentiments. It was ultimately okay, and also kind of disappointing.
It felt rushed when Danny died.
I didn't have a problem with
the
that.
whole season.
I didn't have a problem with it, but it was...
I liked everything that happened. I didn't have a problem with Danny burning everybody down and John killing
Somebody brought up a very good point to me. So Grey Worm just fucking leaves.
Yeah, after he
so why can't John go back?
He was so insistent on John's got to go back up north, and then he's just like, I'm out of here.
It's like if you see Grey Worm sail into King's Landing, which is a huge city, just be like, John, go in the basement.
Yeah.
Just get out of here.
That was one of the theories, because he just kind of leaves Castle Black, and we didn't know if he's just kind of escorting the wildlings back or going with them. Or it doesn't really say, and it's like no one's gonna know.
I want it because there's no point to having the Night's Watch anymore. I wanted a little bit more of John would be offered the throne, and he would, because of who he is, and he would no, I don't
take it.
I don't want this, because he that's what's been his character the whole time. He doesn't want anything that's been happening to him. So I thought that he would go up to the wall by choice.
I like Tyrion's ending. Mm-hmm. That his last line, I once walked into a brothel with a donkey and a honeycomb.
He's been trying to tell that story, I think, since season 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's a recurring thing. And he always go, I walked into a brothel with a jackass and a honeycomb, and he gets cut off every time. Mm-hmm. He brings it up at least 2 or 3 times throughout the whole thing. Mm-hmm. I just want to know...
what needs to be cut off? You put your dick through the honeycomb into the donkey eats out a prostitute. What else is there?
I just want to know where it goes with George R. R. Martin, because something I realized the other day is I get just as much enjoyment out of Wikipedia-ing something and just reading the plot as I do watching the actual movie or the actual show, because I don't care because I don't have the attention span or the emotional energy to sit down and focus on something. So as long as I just know what happens, I am totally okay with that, and I've done that with so many movies and shows and stuff.
I did that with Us.
I did that with Us.
I liked Get Out, but and Us looked neat, but I was like, I don't feel like going to the movie theater. So after it was over, I just Wikipedia'd it.
I will 100% do that if they ever come out, the last 2 books, and watch the YouTube videos about it and all that kind of stuff, and I'll be satisfied with that.
I really want to read all the books all the way through.
There's just so much more content that isn't included. Apparently, there's like a character in Patches or something like that.
I read
Unbreakable Patches.
I read the first one. I read the first one, and like the part where Catelyn is going up to the Eyrie to see her sister after she kidnapped Tyrion. It's like 10 pages, like dedicated just to her getting up the fucking mountain.
That's kind of in the show.
No, that bad. You see the mountain. You see them coming up to and then they're there.
They get attacked by the...
what else happened? What else can happen on a mountain?
The mountain clans and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because I just watched it. I was going to try to rewatch the whole thing, and I was just freeloading HBO subscriptions with all my emails, doing a free week, which is what I'm doing with Funimation right now. And,
I love anime so much.
I got to like 2.5. I got through like...
Did I ever finish telling you what anime I'm watching right now?
No. You didn't let me finish Youth Fountain.
You yeah, man, because we all just want to listen about a band that sounds like 10-year-old boys jacking off.
Well, so they were called Bedroom Talk before.
Okay.
And then it's 2 guys. I showed them to you, remember? It's the 2 guys, just the 2 of them, and then they've got the full band. And that album came out this year, 2019, and I've listened to it probably 100 times. It's really, really good. I think it's called Letters to Our Former Selves or something like that. And anyway, they used to be Bedroom Talk, and then there was another California band called Bedroom Talk, and they emailed them and they were like, hey, can we just both, can there be 2 Bedroom Talks? Shh. So vicious. Anyway, they were like, can we both be Bedroom Talk? And the other band was like, no. and they go, okay. So they changed their name. And it is bad. There's so many bad band names out. Anyway, check out that record. It's really, really good. I've been listening to it a lot. What anime are you watching?
I'm binging Code Geass.
Nice!
Yeah!
I think I watched all of it in the spring. So
it is horrendously depressing.
It's so good.
It's so good.
What episode are you on?
Oh, I mean, I'm already in season 2. Yeah. I stopped for a day or 2 because we had some dog drama. But... God, I'm on like episode 10 of season 2, and I binged it over the course of like 2 or 3 days tops.
Where do you guys find the majority of?
Netflix has some good stuff. Hulu's got some good stuff. Funimation, it's only like $5 a month. It's got a ton of, and that's nothing but anime. I use Crunchyroll a bit,
but you can get 2 free weeks, and you can binge a couple in that 2 weeks, no problem, and then you won't want to watch anime anymore.
Funimation's great. They've got Black Clover, which is so cringy sometimes, but it's so... I don't know why I love it so much.
Code Geass is fantastic.
Code Geass is amazing.
A lot of those are from those Saturday night Adult Swim nights when we were in middle school and high school, and we couldn't go out and we couldn't drive or anything. We weren't drinking yet, and so... Well, that's only half true, but...
we were good boys.
I was better in terms of that type of stuff, but I was a shittier kid. I was a meaner teenager than you were, but you were sneaking out and being a bad boy. Being a naughty little Daniel. Touching butts and smoking grass.
Smoking the reefer. That electric lettuce.
The devil's lettuce.
It can be electric lettuce.
I'm going to take you so far away, Hawk.
I snuck out and I smoked a whole J, and then I was like, pull your pants out, I'll pull my pants out, and we'll touch butts. Awesome. Pull
That's how sex works, right?
Is it not? Is it not?
Aaron, you liar!
Somebody gave me some bad information.
Then why did my wife queef on my face?
Hey.
Okay, we're just shooting the shit now. I think that's fine.
We've been shooting the shit for like 15 minutes.
That's alright. This can be it's almost 40. That was somehow an hour. Alright, well.
We're at like 55 minutes right now.
Fair enough. The new Pokemon's gonna suck. Listen to Youth Fountain. Go watch some anime. I'm at Kimley Whiskey Trunks.
I'm Evan.
Don't be ashamed of the porn you deserve. Danny No Name, 2019.
I'm going to the internet with the porn I deserve. Alright, we're Sweatpants Factory. This is Sweatshop number 7. We'll talk to you later.